It's Moo-Man.
Moo-Man?
This is not a dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Moo-Man. It is Moo-Man on the mic.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Initiative Podcast, where we get into everything celebrity news, world news, sociology, psychology, and WTF. Let's go. Woo! When I say it is episode 32, I'm super blessed. Shout out to Angel Reese and Magic Johnson. Okay, that's my shout out for today. They have launched a wealth playbook, a financial literacy program for Baltimore high school seniors. Like I said, if Angel Reese wasn't such a sweetheart, and if Magic Johnson wasn't such a legend, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd have different shout-outs. And I do have different shout-outs. Y'all already know, from Tasha Ritchie PLLC to Nerdy King back in Minneapolis and a host of others, all right? But, I mean, Angel Reese is just such a sweetheart. And it's just so cool that financial literacy is the name of the game being taught in the schools, okay? We need to learn about payroll tax write-offs. We need to learn about how to gift and donate the right way to your own nonprofits from your own LLCs. I mean, we got to know these things, all right? We got to know all about life insurance, you know what I'm saying? How we can pull out policies. We can borrow against them. We can use them to pay off houses. These kinds of financial literacy innuendos is what we really need to know, not to mention the stock market and not to mention the crypto market, as I've always been saying and suggesting. But let's get into our headline hero. Okay, our headline hero, as you know, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. All right, Mental Health Awareness Month. There's a couple people that I've been keeping tabs on for some time that have fallen off the map. I don't know where they're at, you know what I'm saying? And they were dealing with some mental health issues just as well as most people, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if they got the better of them or what have you, but I wish them well. I've been praying for them. You see what I'm saying? And again, if you know anybody that's suffering from any kind of mental health, from depression all the way to the worst kinds, you need to let them know that you're there. And if you can't let them know that, you need to open up your services to anybody who's suffering from that and build some good karma. You see what I'm saying? And we're not just talking about the currency of karma. We're talking about the currency of being generous, of understanding, of knowing that mental sensitivities all of us have and are innate in us. You see what I'm saying? And as long as we understand that, we can make peace with anybody who comes at us sideways, outside and inside of their mental health triggers. You understand what I'm saying? Again, the people who I'm referring to, I can't say their names, but I'm looking for you. All right, that's a headline hero. Let's get into headline hunting. All right, let's go. Tory Lanez stabbed 14 times everywhere on the body. Both lungs collapsed, but he's out of emergency care and he's in intensive care. All right, that is despicable to be doing. But again, he has come out with a multi-million, platinum soon-to-be album, and he did it all from prison. So you have to understand, I know this personally. In prison, you don't need to have a bad day. You don't need to have a good day. You just need to be in the wrong place at the right time with someone having the wrong issues in their mind, and it's over with. I pray for Tory Lanez. Shout out to Tory Lanez for surviving that attack. I pray that this has been a life game changer for him. A headline hunting: Snoop Dogg announces surprise album. Is it a crime? Okay, he dropped the Altar Call earlier this year, you know what I'm saying, which was a gospel album. Not too many people even knew that he dropped that. I didn't even know he dropped that. I had to look up the headline. I'm like, okay, I've heard a couple songs. It's okay. I heard him and Sexy Red. I assume that's going to be on Is It a Crime album that he's about to drop. So we'll see what's going on with that. It's shocking. You see what I'm saying? But hopefully it does well. Headline hunting: psilocybin has surged in the United States, okay, since the lockdowns. The research shows in 2019 as the key benchmark, since that year marked the first legal change to the policy of psilocybin. which are mushrooms, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know the correct term. The lifetime use of psilocybin in adults rose from 10 to 12.1%, which is roughly 31 million people. All right, and that's 44% from 2019 to 2023 for adults 30 and up. Okay, and anything beyond 40 plus, it jumped 188%. All right, wrap that around your brains. That's crazy. And don't get me wrong, I've done my shrooms too. You know what I'm saying? My IA from the chaga mushrooms and to your cubensis. I'm not sure if I pronounced that name right, but it's a technical term for one of the most common mushrooms that you can use. Okay, the semi-lancet is a European species. The scienceans, that's the wavy cap one. The Baeocystis, that's the blue meanies. And I know I may have been butchering the name, so if anyone who does the mushrooms out there, inbox me to give me the correct ways to say the names. I got to say these names right. Here we go. Headline hunting: Abraham Triorje accomplishments in Africa. All right, let me tell y'all that this man is one of the most important, if not the most important, black man on the planet. Okay, he organized the Sahel Alliance. All right, he rejected the IMF and World Bank loans. He opened Burkina Faso's first gold processing plant. He launched new cotton factories to boost local industries. He cut ministers' salaries and raised civil servants' pay. He modernized agriculture. He banned colonial court dresses and wigs from cultural attire, or for cultural attire. And that's just a little bit of what he's been doing in less than 2 years. Things that the last dictator, because, Abraham Triorje is not a dictator. He is a captain, okay? The Black Captain America, all right? The last two dictators, which spanned 23 to 40-something years, you see what I'm saying? They were trash. They were house niggas, you know what I'm saying? Bought and paid for by the United States and France, for the most part. It's been France that's been the main antagonizer in all of this colonial rule over there for the last 100 years or so. Not to mention everyone else, from the British to the Dutch to the Germans. And it's crazy because they got nothing good to say about Africa, so to speak, but they're still there. They keep trying to colonize Africa, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if it's nothing but, a wasteland, how they eloquently put it, although that's obviously a lie, what you still doing there for? That's what I don't understand. You see what I'm saying? And that's the headline hunting right there, because it's like, what are y'all doing? Understand that Abraham Triorje's next mission is to expand the Sahel Alliance. All right, I've been saying this in a variety of different episodes, that he has met with Saudi Arabia, he has met with Senegal, he has met with all of South Africa, he has met with East Africa, he is moving North Africa. You know what I'm saying? He is doing everything in his ability to turn the entire continent into a free-form democracy, and not in the democracy in a sense of how it is over here, undercurrent corruption of Republicans and Democrats. You see what I'm saying? No, this is something totally different. This is what real freedom looks like. And they're sitting up here trying to kill this man. They're trying to take him out of power. They're trying to lie. Like Langley, the military dude here, he's black. You know what I'm saying? But yet he's a house nigga. You see what I'm saying? Because he's sitting up here talking about Triorje stealing gold. But he's not. We all know that he's not. We're all watching with drones. We're watching with our own blockchain sites and everything, just to let y'all know, just to let the bad actors know. If y'all are in the shadows, you're caught. We see you. We're in the shadows too. All right, because y'all not about to sit up here and try to make up some false claims about this man and get this man knocked off. It's not about to happen that way. I know you don't seem to like black men who are powerful and who are truly free, you know what I'm saying, under their community, with their community backing them 110%. Now there's more young people, more than ever before in the history of Burkina Faso and the entire Sahel Alliance, who want to be a part of the army of that is Abraham Triorje. So get it right. All right, let's get into the back of these headlines. May 13th. This is an important day. You want to know why? I'm about to tell you. Because May 13th, they bombed a black neighborhood and they let it burn. Okay, this was 40 years ago. Let me explain something to y'all. in Philadelphia, the FBI orchestrated with the state and local police to kill 11 people, 5 of which were children. And 61 homes were destroyed, 250 residences were displaced. Okay, the MOVE organization. It wasn't a gang, they weren't terrorists, they were a black liberation family, spiritually rooted. They rejected the system of white supremacy and everything about it. Okay, they survived for years through wiretaps, harassment, a task force, and threats. All right. Then, on the fateful day of May 13th, which is today, 500 police officers executed arrest warrants. 500 police officers executed arrest warrants. It took 500, let me say that one more time, executed arrest warrants illegally. And when they refused, 10,000 rounds of ammunition were fired without the escalation for MOVE. They just started shooting at the houses, killing everybody and anybody that was around the area. Then the state-sponsored bomb was dropped directly on the house. Okay, the fire spread to 61 black homes. Okay, and again, 250 residents were displaced. Not to mention, the bones of 2 of the children were sent to Ivy League universities. Okay, the names of the kids: Tree, Delicia, Tomasa, Netta, and Little Phil. All of them under the age of 14, dead. All because of white supremacy, all because of racism, all because of the mental disorder that is racism and prejudice that's been plaguing this country for the last 400 years. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Like it's absurd. Not to mention the Black Liberation Party, the Black Panther Party, COINTELPRO was created. The FBI was created itself just to monitor and to destroy black revolutionary groups. You see what I'm saying? Now I need y'all to wrap y'all brain around that for a second. Okay, not to mention the other black historical neighborhoods throughout history in this country that's been bombed. You see what I'm saying? May 13th and beyond. And I just want this to be in the back of the headline. And again, it's not because it's just the back of the headline. We clear the front of the house and we check the back. You see what I'm saying? This is what we do on this podcast. And I had to bring this story up because I don't want to forget it at all. Mind you, it was only 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? That's longer than when I've been alive. So understand this. We can never forget. We should never forget what they've been doing and what they continue to do towards us and against us. They want to keep perpetuating us to be a slave class, a forever consumer kind of people worldwide, so that they can continue to print their fake fiat money. You see what I'm saying? And they can continue to make their goods and services off the backs of our blood, of our generations, and of our original power. Okay? The Neanderthals and the ancient Cro-Magnon, which were kicked off the war to begin with, was because they couldn't get into our heavens. They couldn't tap into our spiritual network. They still can't. That's the main thing. That's the issue with these people. They want to get into our spiritual matrix, but they can't do it. Okay? To this day, they've had attempts. They've been successful at other abominations as far as spiritual powers that be. But our spiritual matrix, the original people on the planet, they cannot get into, and it's been bugging them apparently. So that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? When you look through history, and I urge y'all to definitely get your history lessons on, crack open them books, ask AI, even though AI has been pre-programmed, all of the AI is pre-programmed, and just make sure that y'all stay up on the history, advance your science, advance the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, all 4 standings, and understand that they are still at it. They still want us to be somehow less than because they don't have a spiritual matrix. And now I'm not talking about all of white people or the assimilated white people. I'm only talking about the white people who go out of their way, you see what I'm saying, not to have any way to get into heaven. That's who I'm referring to. You see what I'm saying? So, and all the simulated ones who want to be like them. And then here's another thing. Y'all do realize that they ate black folks, right? Like they ate us. You see what I'm saying? And this is why it's such a mental disorder for me, because it's like, if y'all are racist, why would you eat black flesh and drink black blood? You see what I'm saying? That's why it's a mental disorder. And mind you, I'm not trying to gross y'all out, go do the research and look at your history. You will be amazed at what you find. But once again, thank y'all for tuning in on yet another episode of the Initiative Podcast. I am taking the initiative to give y'all every knowledge, bit of wisdom that I understand. And I will see y'all on the next episode. Let's go.
I don't mean no disrespect, but no way. I can't listen to you, I do this my own way.